Good evening. This is All India Radio and I'm Abhishek Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. Lok Sabha passes Finance Bill 2019. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says proposed amendments in the Taxation Acts will promote Make in India and startups. Karnataka Assembly adjourned till tomorrow without trust vote amid pandemonium. High-powered panel of Chief Ministers suggests linking of grants with reforms in the agriculture sector. Enforcement Directorate attaches assets worth 200 crore rupees in a Ponzi scam case under PMLA. Sarabjot Singh wins India's 9th gold in Junior Shooting World Cup in Germany. And in Indonesia Open Badminton, PV Sindhu enters women's singles quarterfinals. The Finance Bill 2019 that gives effect to the proposals of the central government for the year 2019-20 was passed in Lok Sabha today. Explaining the proposed amendments in the Taxation Acts, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman pointed out that the said amendments will promote Make in India and startups. Ms. Sitharaman said,
it is proposed to provide the benefit of reduced corporate tax rate of 25% to all companies having an annual turnover of up to 400 crores. This will cover 99.3% of all the companies. All the companies, literally 99.3% of them are getting covered under the 25% rate, which was a goal set by the first budget of the previous NDA government.
The minister clarified that after the amendment, the RBI can now take over the regulation of NBFCs, supersede its board, remove auditors and can even split them for the benefit of people. On the incentives being provided for electrical vehicles, she said that the deduction on the loan interest is to encourage buyers, keeping in mind the state of the environment. The startups will now be able to carry forward their losses to the subsequent financial year, providing them financial stability. On a question raised about digital payments made to political parties, the finance minister answered that digital payments always leave a trail, right from the destination to the source, making such payments more transparent. Parliament has passed the New Delhi International Arbitration Centre Bill 2019 with the Rajya Sabha approving it today by a voice vote. The Lok Sabha had already passed the bill. The bill seeks to provide for the establishment and incorporation of New Delhi International Arbitration Centre (NDIAC) for the purpose of creating an independent and autonomous regime for institutionalized arbitration. Replying to a debate on the bill, Minister of Law and Justice Ravi Shankar Prasad said the government is keen to make the country a hub of international and domestic arbitration. The Karnataka Assembly today witnessed pandemonium several times, forcing the Speaker to adjourn the House till tomorrow. Opposition BJP has decided to sit on dharna throughout the night in the Vidhan Sabha against not taking up of the trust vote today itself. Earlier in the morning, Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy moved the one-line confidence motion and initiated the discussion. As soon as the motion was moved, opposition BJP leader B.S. Yediyurappa stood up and said the trust vote process should be completed in a single day and quoted several instances in its support. When the House continued to witness uproarious scenes, Speaker and Deputy Speaker adjourned the House several times. A BJP delegation headed by Jagdish Shettar submitted a memorandum to Governor Vajubhai Vala requesting him to direct the Speaker to go ahead with the trust vote and not to allow discussion on other issues. Later, Governor Vajubhai Vala sent a message to Assembly Speaker K.R. Ramesh Kumar to consider the trust vote by the end of the day. More from our correspondent.
During the discussion, Minister D.K. Shivkumar accused the opposition for abducting Kagwad Congress MLA Sriman Patil, but BJP refuted it and said it is a baseless allegation. Mr. Shivkumar said that Sriman Patil has been forcefully taken in a flight and shifted to a hospital in Mumbai. He appealed the Speaker to bring back Mr. Patil. Speaker Ramesh Kumar directed the Home Department to contact Patil's family and give a report by tomorrow about his whereabouts. Mr. Patil's issue creates uproar in the House several times. R. Murthy, AR News, Bengaluru.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis today said the the central government should link grants and allocations made by the Finance Commission to states with the reforms in the agriculture sector. He said a proposed in this regard was discussed at the first meeting of a high-powered committee of chief ministers for transformation of Indian agriculture. Briefing reporters in New Delhi, Mr. Fadnavis, who is the convener of the committee, said there should be greater coordination between the ministers of agriculture and commerce as one deals with production while the other with marketing. He also said that unless all states come on board, the country will not witness major transformation in the agriculture sector. Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank today said over 6,000 suggestions have been received on draft new education policy from different stakeholders. The last date for submission of suggestions and comments on the draft policy is 31st of this month. In an exclusive interview to Prasar Bharati, Dr. Nishank said,
2-3 सालों से शिक्षा नीति में रेगुलर चर्चा हो रही है और ये 10 अलग अलग ग्रुप बने, विशेषज्ञों के बने। मुझे लगता है ये दुनिया का पहला इतना बड़ा अभियान होगा, चाहे वो 1,10,000 गांवों तक लोगों से परामर्श करने का, ये शायद दुनिया में पहला अभिनव प्रयोग हो रहा है।
Dr. Nishank said there is no dearth of budget for education and the government has allocated 95,000 crore rupees this year against 65,000 crore rupees in 2013-14. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. The Enforcement Directorate ED has attached assets worth 200 crore rupees in a Ponzi scheme case and the provisions of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The attached assets include lands, flats, factories, hotels and shops registered in the name of 16 different companies of Basel International Limited spread over various states. Besides immovable properties, balance amount of 1 crore 77 lakh lying in 15 accounts in the name of Basel International Limited and other associate companies have also been attached. The ED said in a statement that it had initiated investigation on the basis of the charge sheet filed by the CBI against the company for cheating common public by propagating and selling illegal schemes. The funds collected through the schemes were illegally diverted by creating a web of shell companies. More than 60 private and public limited shell companies have been identified so far. In Assam, the flood situation improved today following the receding of the water level. However, rescue and relief measures are being carried out by various agencies. Water level also receded in the Kaziranga National Park. About 53 lakh people in 28 districts are still affected. 9 persons lost their lives today, taking the death toll to 39.
Rescue and relief measures are being carried out by various agencies and 12,000 people are evacuated today. Finance Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma held a review meeting with all Deputy Commissioners on relief measures. The Minister instructed all the Deputy Commissioners to take all required measures. Chief Minister Saravanan Sonowal will visit Majuli district tomorrow. Manas Prem Sharma, AIR News, Guwahati.
In Bihar, flood situation is improving slowly after water level of several rivers started decreasing. 75 people have died in different incidents and many more are missing due to deluge. About 47 lakh people have been affected in 12 districts in the current floods. A report.
All major rivers in the state are showing falling and a static trend except Budhi Gandak and Bagmati. According to Central Water Commission report, water level of Budhi Gandak and Lal Bakaiya is still rising in Sikandarpur and Gauwabadi in Muzaffarpur and East Champaran districts. Flood water today entered in some new areas of Darbhanga and Katihar districts. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
The Director General of NDRF has said the local community is the first responder to any calamity. In an exclusive interview to All India Radio News, DG NDRF SN Pradhan said volunteers from Nehru Yuva Kendra will be prepared for disaster response and will work as an ally to NDRF.
We are collaborating with foreign countries, the Switzerland government, the other European countries, the Americans. We are really working very closely with them, with the Russians. And there is a lot of now offer for collaborations like that. And I think the future is very bright that such collaborations will become effective and start working.
Tune in to the FM Gold channel of All India Radio at 9:30 tonight to to listen to this interview. India today said effective action against 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks mastermind Hafiz Saeed and his terrorist organizations is an obligation on part of all UN member states, including Pakistan. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar told media in New Delhi that this is not the first time Hafiz Saeed has been arrested or detained, and it remains to be seen whether Saeed will be tried and sentenced for his terrorist activities this time. He said Pakistan's sincerity to take action against terrorists and terror groups will be judged on the basis of their actions against terrorists. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on 28th of this month at 11 a.m. It will be the second edition of the program after Mr. Modi assumed office for the second term. Mr. Modi is looking forward to sharing his thoughts on themes and issues that matter to people. The Prime Minister has invited the people to share their ideas. He can share their views in MyGov Open Forum. Also, dial the toll-free number 1800-117800 to record message for the Prime Minister in either Hindi or English. In Japan, 33 people were killed and dozens injured in a suspected arson attack at an animation studio in Kyoto today. The fire broke out at a 3-story building at around 10:30 local time when a man reportedly doused the building with flammable liquid. Quoting police, the local media said the suspect has been detained and was taken to hospital with injuries. The motive for the apparent attack remained unclear hours after the blaze. Pakistan's anti-graft body today arrested former Prime Minister Shahid Khan Abbasi in a multi-billion rupee case related to the award of a liquefied natural gas LNG import contract. A National Accountability Bureau team arrested Abbasi in Lahore, who initially resisted the arrest. He had reached Lahore from Islamabad to hold a press conference but was arrested before reaching the venue of the event. Sri Lankan government today signed an agreement with IRCON International for upgrading of a railway track with Indian concessional financing of over $91 million. The agreement is for upgradation of over a century-old track of 130 km located between Colombo and Jaffna in Tamil-majority Northern Province. Snapping 3-day rising streak, equity benchmark BSE Sensex and Nifty today slumped around 0.8%. The rupee also depreciated 15 paise against the US currency. A report.
Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange declined 318 points or 0.81% to end at 38,897. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange also fell 91 points or 0.78% to settle at 11,597. The rupee at the foreign exchange market also weakened 15 paise to 68 rupees and 97 paise against the US dollar. And Brent crude prices were trading around $63.60 per barrel in intraday trade. With Sanjeev Kumar Singh, Paul Thornton for AIR News.
In shooting, India's domination at the ISSF Junior World Cup continued as Sarabjot Singh shot a 239.6 to back the men's 10 meters air pistol gold. This is India's 9th yellow medal at the event in Seoul, Germany today. Sarabjot's effort meant that India swept both the men's and the women's 10 meters air pistol crowns, with 14-year-old Isha Singh winning the women's event yesterday. In badminton, ace Indian shuttler PV Sindhu has entered the women's singles quarterfinal of Indonesia Open. She defeated Denmark's Mia Blichfeldt in the pre-quarterfinal this evening. Sindhu will next face Japanese Nozomi Okuhara. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Lok Sabha passes Finance Bill 2019. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says proposed amendments in the Taxation Acts will promote Make in India and startups. Karnataka Assembly adjourned till tomorrow without trust vote amid pandemonium. High-powered panel of Chief Ministers suggests linking of grants with reforms in the agriculture sector. Enforcement Directorate attaches assets worth 200 crore rupees in a Ponzi Scheme case under PMLA. And in Indonesia Open Badminton, PV Sindhu enters women's singles quarterfinals. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.